We just give ourselves a round of applause. Come on, guys. Really good stuff this month.
Oh, man.
2 bonus videos. The people are loving them.
Yeah.
There's no.
We worked real hard on those.
Yeah.
No.
I'm never
expect some
doing
bonuses.
anything ever. Like a month ago, I came to Poob and I was like, hey, these people are paying us a lot of money. We should put some extra effort in there. And he goes,
I was like, don't do it, Sam. They're ungrateful.
He said, I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know about that, Sam. These people are, they like just getting the breadcrumbs, you know? And I didn't believe him. I thought they would want more. Man, was I fucking wrong? Jesus Christ!
What? Really? Really?
Yeah. I made
Bryan,
I made 2 podcasts and I made like a preview video of like, oh, this is we were gonna brew up some cider and then record a podcast or 2 while drinking it. They didn't care for it.
The truth is that Bryan and I unionized. We were fired for 2 episodes. Then after the reception, we've been hired.
There was a co-host strike. Co-hosts around the world were striking.
A lot of podcasts were fucked up this month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I haven't seen Stav on Cumtown this month.
That's true. Yeah. Man, those guys, they really fucking turned that shit around, didn't they? They got rid of Stav, and now everybody's like, whoa, the show's way better. And
I don't know what. I've never really listened to it before. Is it getting more positive? Now it's the Adam show? The Adam Friedland
show?
Is it still called Cumtown, or is it called?
No, it's called the Adam Friedland show.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's
I like to imagine that's what will happen to this when you die, but I don't know.
Yeah, that'll
Maybe
probably
you just got
happen.
lucky.
No, I think I'll probably exit and start doing pretty poorly received stand-up comedy out there in the world, and then you guys will make this into
do good crowd work.
Yeah.
It'll just be like the crowd work guy. You're like, what are you, fat little dumbass?
What do you do for a living? I'm a plumber. That's basically every.
I can tell, you dumb fat bitch, you dumb fat wife.
Yeah.
I see a
and
lot
then
of
you would
on
rename
TikTok
this the Red Dragon
crowd
Show,
work.
and it would skyrocket to like 60,000
Apparently,
a month or something like that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be incredible. Hey, but this is
It's
the
it.
part of the show
Sam
where
still
I
gets
go
the
get a
bait.
drink because I forgot to get one.
I also kind of want to get a drink.
Yeah. We'll get a drink, and this is when we play the
Bryan,
theme
do
song.
your music.
Yeah, do
this
the
is
theme
What
song.
the fuck are
Dude,
you
my hair
smoking
looks
crack?
good with
I
this
have
little
nothing
tail.
ready. I'm just gonna leave too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
Hey, stop. It's just you and me now. Oh, shit, Brian's here. I heard his mic move. Brian, you there? Oh, my God, Poob's here, too.
I was never gone.
Oh, you were never gone? You just turned off your shit?
Yeah, because I didn't want. It's just weird. I don't know.
What, you just sitting there by
that's
yourself? You know
I
Stalt's
think
going to
it'll be
weaponize
a
it.
very successful Bryan solo podcast when you're gone. I can't take it. Turn the cameras off. It's just me. Oh,
Well,
God,
he knows Stalt's just going to sit there and just edit him by himself. But you know what, Stalt, here's a little tip. You know what you can do is during the rest of this podcast, if there's ever, this is going to be hard.
Shit.
This is going to be very difficult, but find a stretch where Bryan isn't talking for a long time. And then just get rid of me and Poob and just make them sit there.
Just fade them out. Just slowly fade it.
The last 20 minutes of this episode better be Bryan just fidgeting and going like, yeah. All right.
That never happens.
If he ever gets like a pin or like crackle or something to crackle in his hands.
Drink.
Yeah. Oh man, speaking of Pavlovian response.
Yeah, someone say drink. Did I see my master take a sip? Then I shall as well.
Everybody imbibe.
Oh my!
Just gonna say
I drink too much soda.
I think this might be my new hat. I think this could be a new hat for me. It's kind of doing it. I wore it on stream before this, and I'm a little worried. It's an XL, and it's tight. And you'd imagine the only person, the only people that would buy a raccoon hat would be like big fat rednecks. So I'm a little. Or
have you
trappers.
noticed there's only 2 sizes of rednecks? There's
fat or like little like, hitting their knee.
Like he's got the overalls on, but there's
White
a lot
beater,
of gap in between his fucking his belly and the overalls.
I got my baby in here. Pulls him out. Bryan, I don't know if you definitely can't see from there, but it's got a pin on it that's the Canadian and the American flag in union.
Put together,
shaking hands. How do I like
the Great Unifier? Without Poob here, it gets real awkward for me and Bryan. We start fighting.
Look at that.
Whoa,
that's so beautiful. That's such a sight.
Hey. Where's the Mexican flag?
Yeah, where is the Mexican flag?
Well, it came on here and I chiseled it off. After what Carlos and Peanut did, I gnawed it off with my teeth and I swallowed it.
That situation's been rectified though. It's fine.
Oh yeah,
really?
absolutely.
Yeah, we're gonna come swagged up.
A bad memory. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, because we have our own.
I thought they like apologized to you or something, made it up to you. No, okay.
I did wear I wore the jackets out this weekend in Chicago, and already the effects of the good luck that they bring has been tainted in ways. They've been soiled.
Oh, did you get shot or something?
I do have a good photo of me and my friend that always wear them out like. Basically, like two guys, you guys noticed. Two guys came home with us from the bar, and we drank a bunch of beer on the stoop.
Naturally.
In a ritzy neighborhood. I wasn't like going into a story, but I guess I will a little because I assume you guys have nothing. That's not fair, but I assume.
Go for it.
So we go out late night. We close down a bar because it's our like first night there, and all of our friends there. Oh, God, yeah, I really gave no context. I'm in Chicago for the LCS League event. I'm not going to the event itself.
Like League of Legends?
Like League of Legends championships, yeah.
Okay, so cut the whole, like jacket saga thing. How did you enjoy the LCS, the tournament itself?
I didn't go.
That's what you didn't go.
You were just
the audience is here to hear about, like, how League went. You didn't even go to it?
My friend said it was cool. The first day I didn't have a ticket.
There? Yeah, what did
dude? I don't know shit about LCS.
What the hell did you do while they were there?
Like, you just went to Chicago to wear a jacket?
It just seems like.
You guys want to keep assuming why I went? You guys can keep going.
Yeah.
Assume why I went more. Yeah.
I have a family member who's dying here.
No, I just have a lot of friends in Chicago that went to my college and stuff, so I just hung out with them while they were in LCS. But I also, I don't want to go to LCS. I don't really give a shit. It was like 6 hours of League of Legends.
Dude, this guy, we have been inviting him to play ARAM for like 2 years. Yeah, we're like, hey, just on the off chance, it's me, it's Bryan, it's Bizzle. You want to play an ARAM? And Poob just looks at us and goes,
no pressure.
That's out of my system, dude. I'm not. He's like a heroin addict. That's just like, I'm good, guys. I'm gonna go home and go to bed early. He won't even go
trying to get hooked on that shit again.
You won't even
got
go
like a 5-year chip on him.
It's scary because the people I'm there with are the people I was playing it with like freshman year of high school. Like they still play it. It's like 10 years later. Like they just they're hooked. I'm broke out. No, I'd rather. Even one of my friends is like, dude, I'd much rather hang out with you. Well, okay, let's get there. Because I get there on Friday. LCS is Saturday. Friday, my friend and I just go way too hard. It's our first time seeing each other in like a couple months. He lives in Texas now. We're always the guys that got after it. And we get back to like the person's house we're staying at like 6 a.m. And we have these two guys from the bar because like, I don't know, drunk me. I just love talking to people. I just see a guy. I'm like, oh, cool shirt. And he's like, what'd you say to me? And then we end up just like hitting it off that. And it was funny too because my friend that was asleep on the couch. Like when we left, he's like, what, are you guys just going to go out and like get chicks or something? And we're like, you'll see it. Like, you probably won't see us again tonight. Like, peace out, man. And then we come back and he's like, well, I did not expect you to come back with like, he was like, at like 7 a.m. you guys barged in with two black dudes with like a 24-pack of Coors Light. And they were like, you want a drink? And he's like, no, like, what time? Like, he was like wildly confused at first. He's like, well, like, where's Sam? And like, oh, he's outside. We go outside. Like, they claim we were screaming out there. I don't remember that. Like, granted, we're very drunk, but we're like out on the stoop, just like, like joking around, like talking about like each other, like where we grew up and stuff. And I had my first experience. I wouldn't normally say like, because they probably were in the right, like, Karen experience. But I have my first ever, like, oh, you see this shit on, like, Instagram. or like Reddit experience of like, we're just out there, you know, like laughing. The sun is up. Like the sun's up at this point. It's like 7 a.m. And we have not stopped drinking. And this guy comes over, it's like seething. Like walks over, he's like, you guys shut the hell up. Like my children are awake now. And I'm like, well, like, good morning. Like it's 7 a.m. Like I bet a lot of kids are awake right now. And he's like, he couldn't argue with us because my friend is like just a pretty he's like an aggressive drunk with strangers a little bit. And so he like gets down the soup. He's like, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Like, go to bed. And like, old man. And the guy's like, oh, why I gotta, like, walks away. And as he's walking away, we're like, what a dumb, like, piece of shit. You know, like, we're all just shitting on him. Like, 5 minutes later, his wife comes over with a little kid and, like, brings her over and is like, okay, are you listening to me, guys? Right now, listen up. This is my child. You woke her up. We have 6 children. I'm like, you're in a house with 6 kids. Like, I bet you've been awake for a while. And she was like, I heard everything you said about my husband when he walked away. Like, I could hear you guys shit talking him. And we're like, all right, we're going to do it to you too. Like we're going to, you know, shit talk you when you walk away. And she was like, yeah, my children could hear you. We could hear you speaking plain as day through an open window. And I was like, close your window. Like, what are you talking about? You know, like, granted, we're a little in the wrong. We're just in like a very residential, like ritzy area. They're probably like, well, we probably price ourselves out for this kind of shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm split on this story. I'm split 50-50.
Okay.
Like the parent in me is just like, like when the cicadas come out, I want to go out there with a fucking infrared scope and take them out because everything wakes up my kids and it pisses me off.
Keep in mind, we are in Chicago, so it's not like
the other part of it is once again Chicago. Like if you're in Chicago,
and
expect
it's
one of
7
your kids to get shot. Yeah.
You know, it's 7 a.m. too, and then she brought her kid over. She's like, this is my daughter. We're like, you woke her up. And I'm like, why'd you bring her over here? Now she's really awake. And the kid was just like the kid had no idea what's going on. And we were like, you brought her over here as a pawn. Like you brought your child over here for some leverage in this argument. And she's like, no, you listen to me. And she pointed at the 2 guys we were with. And she was like, because they were also like trying to de-escalate a little, which like I totally get. And I was trying to get my friend Will, I'm like, Will, like, stop chirping at this. Like, she's going to call the cops. And then it's like, you know, it's different. Like we got some white privilege going on. Like, they were like, oh, no, so sorry, ma'am. Like, go back to bed. And she was like, I really wish you 2 lived here and not these 2. And I was like, how do you know they don't live here? Like, we don't live here. And she's like, I've seen you 2 here every day. I'm like, this is our first day here. Also, the guys whose house we're staying at are a ginger and like this aggressively Serbian guy. Like we look nothing like them, like whatsoever. It was just like a weird, I don't know. After that too, when we're like, how do you know they don't live here? She was like, okay, like I'm going to bed, but like you guys like get out of here. And then they left, you know. The next day I'm so viciously hungover. I don't go to LCS. I spend the entirety of the day doing nothing, just laying in their house, like, horrible time. Next night, you know, say similar shit. We go out, blah, blah, blah. I guess, I don't know, like, if you guys have any break-ins or anything, go, because I realize now I've got, like, one thing happened each night. I don't want to just keep going.
You have a whole fucking...
I mean, this is what I do. I go get research for the podcast.
What? That's research? It sounds like you guys blew off LCS to get also drunk on a curb.
Well, this is
there is like an astounding ability. This is what makes Poob such a great podcaster. That was a 90-second story that
I'm sorry. Well, I just talk a lot.
He turned it into
15 minutes. 15 minutes. That was incredible.
Okay.
This guy never had a problem with those. He's never had trouble writing essays, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It does not translate to
How about this? We'll have a little breakaway, then we can get back into that. Okay, so you know how we've been using Midjourney, right? Greatest thing in the world. It's made people like Sensei Fruit, Schlee, Obsolete. I haven't even talked to Sensei Fruit. I DM'd him. I was like, hey, do you know a software, like a plugin or whatever, to get my iPad to show up on OBS? He tells me. Didn't even say thank you. I was like, you're not even a person to me anymore. Yeah. I got Midjourney. You
sent him a job application at McDonald's.
Get to work on that, Sensei. Yeah. But anyways, there was hold on. This pissed me off so much, but it's also like funny as hell. This person used Midjourney and won first place at a state art fair.
Yeah.
Like now what's digital art?
Yeah, for like digital art bullshit. But what's funny about it is like the wording they used is so absurd. They were like, it would be one thing if they're like, okay, I'm skirting the rules to see if I can win with Midjourney. But the way that they were talking about the prompt they used, they were like,
I spent hours and hours,
thousands of iterations of this theme, of this prompt. Like, I am the artist of words. The AI merely interprets them.
Contest winner, art one, number one.
Upscale, make variation. Upscale, make variation. I had to pour through like 20 options that the computer made.
No. She said, he or she, I don't know who it was, but they said, I refined the prompt.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, really? Yeah, you changed the fucking word here or there. In the style of Frank Frazetta. And Cubist. I want it like Cubism. Yeah, that shit was awesome to me. I actually am...
I've got a couple that win an award, I think.
I know, man. I got a whole folder of
Joe Biden one. That Joe Biden one would probably win something.
Joe Biden eating a roach.
Yeah, put one of those. Put one of those like little the watermark like Ben Garrison, like the in the corner.
Poob,
And then I'm sure it would do numbers on r/conservative.
I feel like that's an iffy area though of like legality because it's just like pictures of it's like crowdsourced photos from the internet all then mashed into it or like you just do that you can just win an award like.
No, it was obviously against the rules. I mean, the fact that it was sourced
did they get the prize?
I don't know if it's been yanked from them yet.
We better start applying to some low level like $100 gift card for winner. Art contests,
stuff like that.
Tallahassee top 10 digital artists. I mean, there's probably 4 other people.
Well, I think the great thing that I've seen is people on Twitter, they'll like artists, they'll just use it as a starting point to then do their own artwork on top of it or to kind of like finish it up. So if you do like some prompt in the style of like oil painting or something like that, and then you sit there and you go on Procreate and just because it can't do faces worth shit, and then you actually like paint in a face. But it's really hard to see where the Midjourney ends and the art begins. Because I've seen some of my own where I'm like, I could just do 2 little eyeball dots and it's basically done. And then I've seen some people that have to actually paint like a whole figure in there. But I'm basically like way better of an artist now than Sensei Fruit is.
I'm definitely more creative.
I can generate like a whole landscape or whatever and then just Photoshop myself into it.
Good for D&D backgrounds.
I want music. Music's right around the corner. There's no way it's not.
Spooky songs.
They already have it.
I don't want to imagine.
You never heard of that?
I'll never tell Bizzle about it, and I'm going to generate some real shit.
Oh, it's like Bryan and
his
They
already got it. They already have it.
They already have it? I just want to be able to type in just like piano music, somber.
I don't know.
Creepy.
I don't know if that's how it works.
And then maybe Duck got his head stuck in a grate.
Yeah,
I think you can write a prompt. It just makes it. I don't know if it sounds any good though. But
what's that horse? The horse hooves clopping noise on cobblestones. That like the little percussion guys do. Is it coconuts?
Coconuts.
Yeah.
I mean that's what they used to do in Monty Python,
sand
right?
or some shit.
Oh no, I think they have like little wood things, little wood blocks that they beat together. I always wanted to be a percussion guy when I was in middle school. Oh. And then I tried out for it, and because they get to stand in the very back. They have like 5-6 rows of kids blocking
but you still
view.
Get to go to all the epic band parties. Yeah.
The band push is ridiculous back there in the percussion section.
The fame and everything, the popularity of being in the marching band. But
you know how back-asswards my middle school was? The band.
Were they the cool kids?
No, the band. The band were losers. Were the bullies. I was in band. They were all the losers, but the choir kids were cool. The choir kids were cool as shit.
They should have been with you.
When I was in middle school, there was a kid that was like in the 3rd row up, and he fell off of the bleachers because they were drinking while they were up there, and he got too fucking drunk and fell.
Kids are cool. Damn.
There
was one kid.
In middle school, that's pretty badass.
His fucking voice dropped before anybody else, and he was like the one like baritone or whatever. Like, he was. You need me. Yeah. You guys can't get rid of me, even though I'm day drinking at 11 years old. You can't afford that shit. And I remember he would just like.
You got.
It was funny. Like things that very quickly turned like cool at that age that normally you would make fun of, like, dude in a choir or whatever. But then it's like, dude, that guy can sing. He's got a deep voice. Like
that's a cool skill to have, to be able to sing well and stuff.
There was also another kid in high school. He took theater class, and like everybody kind of like treated him like shit because he was just like he was like Bobby Hill. He was like that kind of character. But then he did 2 plays where he just destroyed like these dramatic roles, like bringing parents to
just
tears.
Like Bobby Hill.
My boy,
I've abandoned my child, and he was incredible. And everybody's like, dude, this guy's going somewhere. And all of a sudden, he was like the cool kid overnight.
Damn,
that's just honestly like a story of triumph.
It is.
Did he ever end up? What happened to him?
I don't know. He's probably he's probably homeless or something like that. Most troubled artists kill themselves. That's success out in the artistic world. People remember that.
Yeah, he got Yoko Ono'd, probably.
Yeah. Oh. Do you think she was a good lay?
I have no opinion.
Yeah, that's
like
probably the best reaction.
If you had the Beatles, like what would get you to break up?
I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
I would assume like
you have to get to the line.
You probably wouldn't get weight of skin on Fortnite, but I don't know, maybe 100 hot toys, or
like
really
a billion V-Bucks.
100 hot toys. Those guys had so much fucking money.
Yeah, right.
You know what cracks me up is like if you look at like what celebrities have for the shit that they get into, their hobbies. Everybody's got hobbies, but I saw a house that John Travolta had to put up for sale that he bought in like the 90s. This was the most. It was his mansion. It was his wife's house. I will say that she's the one that picked it. It was the most like maximalist floral pattern house I have ever seen. I'm talking floral wallpaper, chandeliers over every couch was overstuffed with floral patterns. You walked in there and your eyes were just, holy shit. Like you can't.
It was a fucking assault.
The outlines of things were so broken up by the flowers. It's like you had a hard time seeing where the couch was. It was like digital camo where you're like,
that's
holy
like a defense system. Yeah, they could just be hiding in there.
Yeah, if you wore a floral like jumpsuit and just laid it out.
Just lay on the floor.
Where'd you go, honey? Yeah. Were there also a lot of like plants and stuff? Because you could almost get like a really good like zoo feel going on in there. So you're like greenhouse.
I've seen a house like that where they had like palm fronds painted on the wall and then a bunch of houseplants too. And it was like, it's like a greenhouse living room. This is cool.
Yeah.
I like it when people make a house where it's like, I get that this isn't going to be everybody's style, but we went all the way with it. We didn't half-ass this. Remember that big $60 million mansion that was on Zillow for Critical's episode? The one that was like very 80s?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I would never want to live there, but they went all the way with that.
That's a pimp house.
That's a pimp house.
Sure.
I mean, they went all the way. If that was Airbnb, I would rent it for sure.
Oh,
I do coke off a mirror.
Yeah.
I do it against a mirror on the fucking wall somehow. I
love how there was different themed rooms. Like, there was like 80s bad guy room. Like, I'm feeling like a bad boy. I'm going in there.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you could film different shots from there.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, you could make a whole movie in that house, yeah.
Or a music video. Yeah,
probably on an easier note.
Let's go bigger. Like a mini series, like Game of Thrones.
What's bigger than a movie? Yeah. I guess Game of Thrones, would be bigger.
Yeah, one part of the house was just like a diner. I don't even know how.
Did you?
Just like.
Have you guys seen the new Game of Thrones show? Is that worth seeing?
No, I have not seen it.
Yeah, it's definitely. It's
I've heard
like a different feel, a little, but still. I mean, oh my god, the costumes, the design is all pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not the same writers, right? They it's two different guys.
Those guys absolutely fumbled the fuck out of season 8. So
I love that story of them failing there because they lost their contract.
They lost their Star Wars trilogy or whatever.
They fumbled it, Bryan, because they had a huge Disney contract in the works. And it was written and signed and everything. They were like, as soon as you get finished with Game of Thrones, we got some shit we want you to direct. And then so they're like, let's quickly finish Game of Thrones. Yeah, we're done. And then
that's
Disney
why
looked at it and said, man, that sucks. You guys aren't working for us. You guys lost your mojo.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
those little fuckers, that's karma. They ruined a beautiful TV show, and then their careers.
I think they're
ruined.
getting like a Netflix movie now, though, or something. It's like, why? What are you doing? Like,
well, they are capable, but they're just like
capable, yeah. But I mean, also they had the books to go off for a lot of it too. But
there is
still,
they couldn't
huge
just
difference.
make
that level of show with just the books.
Yeah, there's a huge level of difference between a director and a writer, and I think they were writing at the end.
I thought they were directing at some point, but also don't know mostly anything. So
yeah,
weren't they given the ending by fucking George R. R. Martin, and then they just like HBO was like, you could go on for another like 5 seasons if you wanted.
Here's the thing: like a lot of the dialogue from that show is lifted straight from the books.
Yeah.
And whereas if George R. R. Martin just walks his little fat ass in there and goes like, oh yeah, Danny ends up like burning a city or whatever, and then this person does this and this person does that, and Littlefinger gets killed by the little girls or whatever, like you're not gonna be able to have. They didn't have like literally the writing and character intentions right there in the like they are in the book.
I will say House of the Dragons kind of like it's like Game of Thrones was so dead now for like 3 years or so. It's just been like a pit of like, wow, what an incredible, like one of the best shows ever into just like the worst final season. This show's like kind of, it's just brought people back right away. They're like, oh, fuck it. Like,
I'm surprised.
Game of Thrones world. It's honestly, it's pretty good. I mean,
you know what my problem is that Matt Smith, what's his name?
Yeah. That's like a fake name.
The Doctor Who.
Yeah, that guy looks like a freak to me. And Targaryens are supposed to be beautiful, and he just
but they're inbred.
Fucking weirds me out.
Yeah, they are inbred. So
half are inbred,
and the other half are.
They should have those chins. The
also, I will say, like
chins.
He looks insane, but it grows on you very quickly in the show. You don't really. He doesn't look like a guy that like sees iPhones and stuff, which has been my issue in some like shows back in the day. Like. I even like the new Lord of the Rings show too, but there's like the High King in it. You're like, that guy knows how to do his taxes. Like you just look at him, you're like, he's from this era.
Yeah,
that guy looks like such a freak. You're like, yeah, that guy fights with a sword. Like that guy definitely like knows what a dragon is and shit.
That's why I like Bronn so much in Game of Thrones.
He looks just like a fucking rapscallion or whatever.
Yeah,
rapscallion. Like he's just
he's a grind ball.
You know what I realized back in the day, there was people that were genuinely good. Like warriors and stuff, but I bet you a lot of the people that were just like regarded as like insanely good warriors, legendary, were just insane people that had no real regard for like Sam Hyde. If you gave that guy a battle axe and transported him back like 1,000 years,
big guys.
Did you see his boxing match? He's got like haymakered in the face, didn't phase him. Like he was like an animal. He just gets punched like that.
I'd like to see what would happen if he took a couple of arrows. I feel like he could take at least 4 or 5 arrows.
I think every boxing match should have at least a volley launched into it at some point.
Just like just hail down, and if you don't put up your gloves, like you're gonna,
also
you're probably gonna get hit.
Very similar to Gladiator, they should have the little trapdoor where the lion comes out, but it's still the same size ring, so there's really no escaping the lion.
Christ. You have to jump off the ropes and do a WWE move and kill it, or else you die. Or ride it.
Just ride it. That would be awesome. Yeah, we should do more. We should do pay-per-view events, I think.
As depicted, I saw like a tweet saying this, like, man, if I ever fight a lion, like I know just from like statues and like Greek Roman history, like they are so susceptible to like a chokehold or whatever. Like every big painting of them as just a ripped guy, like pinning them down.
Well, there's
like
nothing
Sam Hyde
else.
Could probably just like
there is literally no other way to depict a human having a successful.
That's true.
It's not like you're gonna be like, hey, if I
give him an uppercut or some shit,
and the lion's like, oh fuck.
Well, man, I'd be standing on top of it like a surfboard while it's like, like I can't reach him, and I'm like doing a jig up there. Yeah,
that would be awesome. Yeah. You know what? I did see a great video of a Pitbull attack. If Bizzle was here, he would defend Pitbulls. He'd be like, "It's the owners, not the breed." I'm like, "Wow, that's fucking weird," because this is like the 100th Pitbull attack I've seen this week on these videos. But anyways, this guy comes up instantly, sees this Pitbull attacking this other dog, and he just walks up and just fingers the shit out of its asshole, and it lets go.
Wait,
like,
I'm sorry.
It's incredible. It's like he has no.
Wait, he just blasts
that time it is the trainer. If that's how he's taught it to behave, I mean,
no. This guy's a random bystander. There's like 6 people trying to get this Pitbull's mouth open, and it's like tearing up this other dog.
Figured it
so crazy.
He walks over there and unsheathes his thumb. Like he just goes like, and he gives it a wiggle. He lifts up the tail and crams it. The dog immediately goes like, what the fuck? Like, let's go immediately.
You know that's not his first time because you'd never take the risk in front of 6 people. Like, if this goes wrong, I'm gonna be a guy that just,
I'm just gonna be sitting here pumping this dog's ass while it's tearing up.
It's gonna look way worse. So like this guy, he knows. He's like, all right, look.
Like,
100%. Yeah,
he gloved it.
Which, if it had worked one time before, I don't think he would have the confidence to do it like that. He has done that at least 5 times.
Yeah, every time
he's probably like he's a vet or something. Yeah. Maybe he works for animal control on the side. I don't know.
His dog's just a little.
I don't think that's a common teaching thing in animal control. They're like,
I'm pretty sure that's what they do.
Here's the big collar thing on a stick, and if a pit bull bites someone, you better start finger blasting its asshole immediately.
And they give him like a rib thimble that that you can just
use. A metal thumb. Yeah, put this.
Little stuff.
Well, yeah, if I know anything about animal control, though, from like media, they just have a big net. They just have, it's 2 guys that aren't too good at their job, and they got a big net between the 2 of them, and they
usually a fat guy,
and then they throw him in the back of the truck. Oh, you dumb mutt!
And then on the ride back to the thing, the dogs start talking to each other, and they devise a way to escape.
Window and see its owner comes out and it's like, no. If I was an animal control guy, I'd just fucking. That sounds ugly. Well, like you know, if you're an animal control guy and you throw it in there,
feed it a firecracker.
It's gonna get free at some point. That's how every movie goes. So I just definitely take care of it on the spot. You know,
you shoot their fucking brain out.
I'm not saying what I do. I'm just saying my thumb wouldn't be sullied and my gun would be unloaded.
You just have like a 5-gallon bucket back there.
I just like if that was my life, I just wouldn't want to risk being the guy that gets outsmarted by a dog that somehow gets out of its cage and like tricks you or something.
Yeah.
And then who let the dogs out? Starts playing.
Have you ever seen a movie with animal control people where it's like
winning?
Yeah, he did good. Like smart moves, animal control, man. They're always the bad guy or the dumbass that gets like the dog runs in between their legs and they end up netting themselves. And
when else does the dog not then free every other animal in a cage in the pound? So like. Yeah, I'd be like,
that's
I know
not good if you're a mental match for a dog, by the way. If your job is a dog catcher is spy versus spy, Border Collie's a goddamn genius. Everything I do, we create
dog. They're the smartest goddamn dog. All right, they win game shows. What'd you win? Fuck you.
I can't jump through hoops and shit. Goddamn.
Yeah, no. God. You seen Airbutt? That shit's real. That shit's based on a true story.
Dog catcher's like being in a Predator movie, like you're fucking tracking down someone bigger and smarter than you, faster than you are. That's a tough job. I think they speak in barks. I don't understand what the fuck they're saying. Coordinating behind my back. Yeah, we should give them more respect for sure. I think
dog catchers.
Yeah, I think dog catchers. They got a bad lot in life, bad rep.
It just portrayed poorly in media, which has got to
Hollywood needs to fix that. On them.
Yeah, it's
like, hey man, I didn't want to be a pest guy. Like I just got this is what I got to do. Like,
I didn't know. So what? I trapped your cat and euthanized it before you picked it up, and I'm the bad guy.
I work quick.
It was scratching someone's pillar next door, so it deserved to die.
Trying to get a raise. I beat the firefighters to the top of that tree to get the cat, and that doesn't speak about me
and
as a
worker. And I euthanized it before they even showed up.
I shot a dart the size of the cat into its side, and it went through the other end.
Rotisserie cat through its ass to its mouth. Yeah. Have you guys seen that they're like bioengineer? Like, okay. Have you heard that they're making
super dog catchers?
No. They're bioengineering organs for like organ transplants and stuff.
Oh, not the instruments.
No.
Oh.
No, they're not making a human or like weird anthropomorphic organ. It screams when you hit the keys.
Yeah.
No, like, do you think the that's like ethical? I saw a whole like just.
Well, what do you like? Explain it further. Like they're.
That's what I don't understand is, are they just growing a heart in a petri dish, or are they growing a whole ass person without a brain, and then they just kind of like keep them on life support, Matrix style, and yank out their.
Wait, what the fuck?
Okay, so the future is this is what was described. You get you make a clone of yourself. But they do they do something where they cause like, what is that called? Like microcephaly or whatever, where you just have a brain stem and that's it for like basic functions. And
I look like a brain scientist. I don't.
Yeah, so it's like a carbon copy of yourself, no mind, and then when you need like a liver or whatever, they just cut it out of it, give it to you.
Sounds awesome. Cool. I'll take two, please.
And they look just like you. He's gonna.
Yeah.
I guess you would look like you.
I could put it in the fucking. Brian could get one put on the podcast. We would have no fucking idea.
Yeah, Brian, why is your head so small at the top? We'll get Stolt to fucking like stretch the top of his frame. So it just looks like the top of his head. He isn't a pinhead.
Oh, where am I? Why am I live? Brian, yeah, shut up. I'm talking. Okay, so anyway, last weekend. It's funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's the ethical?
All right, now let me get into my part two of Chicago.
Do you think people should live that fucking long? Is what I'm saying.
Oh. I would like to live. I mean, how well are you living? Like, you just have new organs, or is your skin still all gross?
Okay, let me tell you something. If we have the capability of harvesting organs and making people live into their hundreds, guaranteed, people are still they're gonna want to quit working at like 65. Like, you can't have like 50% of the population just harvesting organs, laying back. No, half of the people I know that are in their 60s are like, fuck, I'm not ready for retirement. I'm not ready for this shit.
You think they're gonna be handing that out to the common man? No. That'll be for the elite anyway, so they'll be fine.
I think a person that's doing well in their 30s would start the growing process, and then they'll be out of money by the time they're 60, and then they'll just be like, man, I got that liver right there. I wish I could afford to
do the transplant
put it in me.
Maybe I could sell the clone's kidneys or something. Fuck it.
Need its eyes. I need its eyes.
Yeah.
I wonder if that could solve blindness or something. If I was a blind rich person, I'd definitely.
If someone came to me and said you're a perfect match for something, even if it wouldn't kill my clone, I'd be like, nah, get your own. There's fucking no way. Like, if someone came to me and they're like, hey, I don't have eyeballs, your clone has eyeballs, and it's a perfect organ match, I'd be like, you're not taking a perfect clone of my eyeballs out into the world,
well, especially because you whatever shit
you have.
What if you get attacked by a bird or something?
What if we get my eyes picked out? Which, by the way, do you remember a couple of years ago, Abby got attacked by a hawk in the parking lot, and it tried picking her head up like a bowling ball, and it fucking knocked her out. She was walking down the street. She was just doing a loop around the block.
Hilarious.
It is pretty funny.
That is,
because she's terrified of hawks now. She was walking down she was walking around the block, and
did you say hawk? Oh, block.
Yeah. As she turned the corner, guess what's standing in the middle of the road, just posted up?
Just
a fucking hawk is just standing there, just like fucking staring her dead in the face. And she like stops.
Is she in a car?
No, she's walking.
Oh, no, she's
walking. He went into her car and picked her head up.
Lift the car. It doesn't even have a sunroof or anything. It T1000s, like the beat comes through the metal and
grabs her.
Pulls her out the top.
I don't know why she's so scared of hawks. A super bird ripped the top off our car.
Yeah, I don't understand why she's so paranoid.
Women.
But anyways, that was basically she was telling me this. She was recounting it like basically with more drama than like Bizzle does recounting war stories. Like, she was just like, this thing was like in the middle of the road, and then like it wouldn't fucking move, and I was like scared to like walk back to the house because then my back's turned towards it. I don't want to show weakness. And so she's like, eventually it flew up into a branch, but then she didn't want to turn her back to it again, so she like walked and then like slowly turned as she went by it and then just walked backwards for a while, like cold, like just staring at it like, I see you, fucker. I'm like, nobody gets attacked twice by hawks in their life unless you're really fucking around.
I didn't even know hawks would attack a person.
I know. Like,
I see a hawk attack one of my chickens once, and
well, yeah, her head looks like her head looks like a pistachio nut or something like that. It looks like like an almond.
For it.
Yeah.
They just thought it was like a really big one.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, this is like all winter long, baby.
I gotta get a piece of that.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, there's this fucking lady attached to it. What the
this thing's heavy as hell. I'm just going to kill her ass instead.
I think she was pregnant at the time.
Oh, my God.
A pregnant woman gets attacked by a hawk and knocked out, and I laughed in her face when she told me I'm not the best husband.
Oh, my God.
I laughed, and then she was like, no, seriously. And she like pulled her hair, and she had like these, you could see where this thing fucking grabbed. And then I laughed harder, and she still was very upset.
God.
What a, like, imagine if, like, you just get a call, it's like, it's the hospital, a hawk ripped the baby out of your wife's stomach. We lost the child.
It took the child away.
No, child's still alive. It's at it's in the nest. We see it.
Yeah.
We see it up there.
If you act quick, you can save your child. What? I'm recording a podcast.
Yeah.
I just smoked so much weed. That's like the worst case. Like, I always am like afraid when I'm high, like I'm going to have to deal with something serious.
Something horrible,
it's
yeah.
Like, oh my God, hawk took your baby. Like,
that is very much within like, that is something that happens to me. I'll smoke way too much and it'll be like 1 o'clock and Abby will just be like, oh my God, their temperature's like 103. What do we do? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, the most I can do right now is walk from my chair to the bed. Like, that's the amount. Like, I figured out the perfect amount to safely navigate the stairs and lay down. Like, I was not preparing to do like cold compresses on a child's head and shit.
Damn, the hawk's back. It's outside.
Get the gun.
You're going to have to shoot it out the air.
Yeah. You just hear like a light tapping on the glass window. It's its fucking beak.
Yeah, this is just like the Family Guy versus chicken fight.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You and this hawk. Yeah.
Oh, but I know you have a scary story, but this is very close to what my scary story was. You brought up that you had one for the podcast today. Mine is Abby.
You had a scary story.
Yeah, I went to go lay down high as shit. And it was right. I was like prime for bed. I was like, dude, I'm just going to close my eyes and drift off into sleep. And Abby just like looks at me for a second. And while we're looking at each other, we hear a crash in the house. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And she's like, I think someone's in the house. But if I was home alone, I'd be like, wow, I'm going to listen further for movement. And then that's whether or not I get up. Is if I hear more movement, but with a wife or a girlfriend,
your dog or something, you know,
she perked her head up. She was in bed with us.
She was like, "Did you say that part? And I wasn't listening."
No. I forgot to mention that Abby invited the fucking dog into the bed 4 years ago, and we've never been able to get her out since. She's like, "This is my bed. You guys sleep on either side of me. I get the fucking middle." But but with a girl, you do have to go and check. Right. So I get my fucking pistol and I have the flashlight.
Oh, my Lord.
And I'm like going around my house.
Very
like
similar to my story.
Yeah.
This is strikingly similar.
Dude, I am shaking. Like, I am so fucking scared because I realize I'm having the inner reflection of like, I don't want to end up like Oscar Pistorius where like I just shoot like my kid. Because I am way too fucking high to even know what's a threat and what's not. Like, it's gonna, the guy's
little tiny person.
Like a robber could fucking zigzag and get to me and like lop off my head before I even realize I need to pull the trigger. And so I'm sitting there just like scanning the house. And then I start going down the stairs and my staircase is brutal. At the bottom of it, it just stops and you go left or you go right. And I did that, I think, the right way for you guys. In reality, I fucked up my left and my rights, but I'll just say that I did
Jesus
it for
Christ,
the viewer.
right.
Yeah.
I was thinking of you guys. My left and my right. Yeah, so anyways, I was looking down the stairs and I just kept having this moment where I was like, if I go down there and I check to my left, what if he's to my right? If I go down there and check to my right, what if he's to my left?
Jiggle peek.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
I was just like freaking out. And then
so you got to pre-fire both ways.
So I just started shooting through the fucking walls in every direction. No, I ended up doing a full sweep of the house, and then I was in the kitchen just sitting there like listening, just trying to sit as still as possible, not even breathing. I'm just like, I want to hear. I want to be able to hear a fucking roach or something in the walls.
Close your eyes too. That way you can really soak it in.
Yeah. So all the rods and cones move to my ears and help me hear better, like a blind person.
Flashlight's still on, pointing in the air.
Flashlight's pointing through my eyelids, like still my eyes. I'm like, I still can't see anything. No, and then the ice dropped, and we had gotten a new fucking refrigerator. Our kitchen has been getting renovated. We got the refrigerator put in a week before. Then so it was sitting there. The newness had ran out of it. Like I was no longer like, oh, new fridge. The fridge was sitting there, not plugged in. The plumber came by, hooked up the ice machine, plugged it in. It was running. I hadn't even thought about it because he was here for like 10 seconds. And the ice dropped. We haven't heard ice drop in a house in forever. That's what it was. That's what scared the shit out of me. Oh, but anyway.
Did you make an audible yell?
At the stairs? No, I was just sweating. I was just halfway down
this drop.
Oh, no. No, we just figured what it was.
Okay.
And then since then we've heard it. Yeah.
Okay, so
wait. Before you do your thing,
sweating in that shit.
When I was a kid, I had a Daniel Boone hat that was very similar to that, and two traumatic things happened. One, my dog chewed the raccoon tail in half, and so it was more like a little puffball, like a little raccoon puffball at the back.
Yeah,
lost a lot of its swag, and then my head got too big. Like I remember one day I went to go.
Got an XL.
One day I just went to go put it on. I was like, I took it off. I was like, man, there's a huge like red line across my forehead. And then like I waited a couple months. I went to go wear it again. That shit was too tight.
Where do you wear it? Like, where do you wear this hat that isn't like I'm wearing this as a joke?
Okay,
I've been thinking about like what I wear. You think I could wear this outside?
Yeah. Today? Yeah. Today. Nowadays you can. And if you're in a college town, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not in a college town, but yeah, maybe if I were, it could almost be like an ironic, like, "What's up? I'm wearing a." You know what?
Like if the rest of you seen one of these not Daniel Boone hat worthy, or like what you in your mind stereotypically like
beach shorts.
Yeah, no. If you're just wearing if you look like a normal human from the neck down, they'll go like,
"You just got that hat on."
Yeah, that's cool. But if you look like a guy,
what if I'm wearing this jacket and like cargo jeans?
You're kind of putting off the vibes of someone that might bomb like a federal building. But
I was kind of going.
With the mustache and the mullet
this day and age, dude. Ted Krasinski, he's got a lot of clout. A lot of people like him.
What if they're like, this guy looks like he could be an explorer and like a kind of just like a rugged. Like, what's the difference? I wear the Stetson. People think it's hot. I wear this. That's where they draw the line.
Well, the difference is that there's nothing left to explore. Hey, as soon as they open up space for private travel,
we got
Daniel
a lot of
Boone
ocean.
Hats.
Daniel Boone hat with a little fucking space visor on it. That'd be hard.
and a stupid telescope that just.
I have 4 telescopes like that old timey. I bought them for the hiking trip. So I actually just have a lot of. It looks like I'm like a guy that loves like some American history when you go to my room. Now with the Stetson, I've got my Spurs hanging on the wall. The pig, the pheasant. I don't like fur. I have a lot of fur. This came too with a fox shawl, but it's too, I couldn't put it on because it's just too. It just looks like someone sucked all the meat out of a fox, and like it's still got its little legs and its like teeth and stuff. Like I just didn't like it. Felt gross. But something about this is just like it's just kitschy enough and like
mixed feelings about like I know exactly what you mean about like buying fur stuff. It's like you're perpetuating this industry where they're just like farming animals to get stripped alive. But at the same time, if it's already been made, like you're buying secondhand fur stuff, it's almost disrespectful to just throw away a fur
I'm buying it from an estate sale, so it is a lot different.
But it's coat still that's second
recycling,
right? Once it's made into a coat, it should be worn until it's falling apart.
But see, the problem is that I look so good in everything. If I start wearing this out, people are gonna go, "I gotta have one of those," and they're gonna run out of used ones.
Gonna look like that. Yeah.
You're gonna have to start farming them again.
Yeah.
If I started ironically wearing, a dog tongue in place of my real tongue, it's like a prop or something. That's not bad news for dogs.
People are gonna be posting TikTok videos cutting off their
dogs'
tongues.
Animal catchers become animal poachers for dogs and whatnot and have you. Anyway, I've thought about this a lot.
Heroes become villains. I
gotta be careful. Anywho, blah blah blah. I was in Chicago. I'm gonna get to the scare a little bit because it's not gonna make sense for me to go to last night and then step one night back.
Yeah.
Second night in Chicago, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not going out. You're not getting me out tonight. I'm never drinking again. The classics, Fast forward, it's 7 a.m. again the next day. And I'm leaving a bar. I met a bunch of Ukrainian refugees who, it sounds horrible, but I've just started talking to them. So I'm like, wow, these girls are really hot. And then they're like, this country is so beautiful. Like, I have family back home. I had to leave.
My country beautiful.
Yeah, no. And she was like, I had to leave my child. And like, I'm like, oh shit. Like this, wow. It got bad.
Yeah.
And then like, I'm out of this other family, blah, it's just people. It's just freaks out that late. And I was talking with one of my, the twin sister of the guy I was out with the night before. I was out with his twin at the same bar, just meeting a different group of people. When I leave, I'm like, all right, see you. Like, I'm just going to go run back to their house. Like, it started to rain. So I'm like, I'm just going to, it's like only, I don't know, like 5 blocks or something. I start running. I'm instantly like, oh my God, I'm going to have to like piss. Like, I have to piss right now. And like, there's, what am I going to, everyone, like anyone that knows Chicago, and this time in Wrigleyville, which is like kind of like a college-y, it's right where the baseball stadium is. And I was like, I got to pee right now. I go up. I didn't realize at the time it was just like a very fancy hotel directly next to the stadium, like out its front doors, the stadium right there. And I like knock on the window and there's like a security guy and he's like, like shoo. And I was like, oh, like, man, like, come here. And he goes out there, it's like 6:30 or something. I'm pretty drunk, but I know, when I need to sober up, I'm like, hey man, I just got to use the bathroom. Would you mind? I'm sure I seemed real sober. I even told him like, I don't want to get a public intoxication. Like, can I go use your bathroom? He's like, all right, just be quick. Like, it's upstairs. I go up there. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I felt like I was in the Home Alone hotel. I get up there. I'm like, this place is fantastic. Like, this is the nicest hotel I've ever been in. So then I'm like, and I'm dressed nice. And I just like walk in and a security guard instantly clocks me. But he clocks me and I'm like, hey, what's going on? He's like, oh, not much. The guy needed to talk to another human. It was so obvious. And his job is to make sure like bar cretins don't get in there. Guy talked to me for like 40 minutes about, really nice guy actually, but about like, yeah, I've got like a pretty girlfriend and like I'm taking her to Jamaica. I'm going to propose and all this stuff. I'm like, you know what, Gabriel? Like do that shit, man. Like I've worked my way into their system. I get done talking to him after like 40 minutes. I talk to the manager for a minute and I'm like, yeah, I'll be around. Like I feast on this continental breakfast. So good. I'm like pounding down some food. There's a sign. It's like private event giants. And I ask the guy, I'm like, what is this? I asked like a different worker that's just setting shit up. I'm like,
just
what does
to
this
clarify mean? Not for me, but for the audience.
For you, yeah.
Yeah, for me. This isn't like a hotel you're staying at. You just wandered in here drunk and started eating continental breakfast.
Yes. Well, the continental breakfast came like 30 minutes after I got there because I got to a point where I realized like, well, shit, I'm here long enough. Like breakfast is probably going to open up and I'm hungry. And I asked someone, I'm like, what does this mean? Like private event for Giants. He's like, oh, Giants, like baseball, which is the San Francisco Giants, like the baseball team. And I'm like, oh shit, like, are they staying here? He's like, yeah, they literally just played 10 feet away last night and they play again today or something. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I just like sit around, like the MLB team and their families start coming in and like, I'm like, well, that's like a really big guy. Like that guy's probably on the baseball team, which, it's cool for me personally, like a little full circle. I don't know shit about baseball, but when I was a kid, someone gave me a lot of Giants baseball stuff. So it's the only team I ever was like, I like them because I have their shit.
Wait, San Francisco Giants?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because I was like,
else, right?
I was like, what the fuck?
Not the New York Giants.
Yeah, I was thinking New York Giants, and you tell
That's
me
football.
Yeah,
right?
it's football.
Yeah, this
that's
is
the
baseball,
cool
which
one.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
No, I don't give a shit about baseball. And like, I stuck around for a while, ate food. I talked to like, I don't know, probably one of the players' parents or something. Because I'm like, hey, good morning, how are you? They're like, oh, it's a beautiful day, blah, blah. And, you know, I can't remember. Like, I feel at a point, I'm like, I'm kind of in over my head. Like, I was even like, it was funny to me, but I was at this point, like, I'm getting viciously tired. I'm like, I'm going to fall asleep on this fancy ass couch. Like, I should probably get going soon. And then a lady comes over and gives me a fucking bill. And it's like, okay, I just like sign your room number and name. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, at that point, I was thinking, like, do I just tell this girl, like, I'm in over my, you know, I just showed up.
Yeah.
But she kind of seemed like she was like, I don't know. I just got the vibe like she's probably going to narc. And I can't tell my friend Gabriel because he's the security guard there, whose job is probably to be instantly
to kill
like,
people like you.
To get rid of you, yeah.
And
you would have to see him cry before he killed you.
Yeah.
That's the worst part.
You would hesitate.
The betrayal
I'm sorry,
of a
Sam,
lifetime.
I am still going to propose in Jamaica, man. I really appreciate what you
And
said
then
to
you
me.
just go like, I hope she says yes, man. Fucking
How does my hair look, Gabriel? It's good.
yeah.
And so I'm like, oh yeah, like I'll pay in a minute. And she's like, okay, well, take your time. I'm like, oh fuck, like I guess I'm just gonna sign this shit like room like 215, scribble a name, like bounce. And I like before I go though, I'm like, okay, so I've paid for my meal. Well, you know, I get another round of food, and then I asked the people there, I'm like, can I bring a pastry home? And they're like, oh, or I was like, can I take one out of here? They're like, yeah. I'm like, can I take two? And they're like, yeah. Do you want to take like a nice napkin to wrap it in? It was like linen. I'm like, no. Like, give me like a paper towel.
I'm robbing you guys. Don't make it easy.
I'm like, no, I don't want to take your linens.
Yeah.
So I just like fold it up in a paper towel, and then I would go back to my thing, like sign some bullshit, and then I like, all right, see ya. And the like rooms are here, and then like exits here. I just walk out the door and fucking run home. Like sayonara. Like I feel like I made up some big.
No,
I mean, dude, I know I don't have a room there. I don't know what room to put.
He put like grandfather, and then he put like room 2B. Like he's fucking...
I do feel pretty guilty about that, but also it was a massive. You know, it's like what? Put on one of the Giants or something. Like put on one of these guys. Like I'm sure they got it.
Yeah.
And then okay, blah blah blah. This is I know I always overextend stories. Spark notes. The next part. Next morning, car completely dead. Can't drive home to Indiana. Fuck it. I have to call locksmith. I have to overcharge the fuck out of me. $300.
Dude, that is like a mafia business. When you call a locksmith, they show up, and before they even put that shit in there, they're like, yeah, this is
signed his paper
yeah.
Well, see, the first people I
pay me
called,
this much because I'm right here. I'm right here.
First,
like, what are you going to do? Call a different guy?
Exactly.
The first people I called, it would have been like $60, I bet, because they were like, okay, how can you prove it's your car? I'm like, well, I've got like all my shit in it, and like I've got things like mail with my name in it. And they're like, well, is your God, Christ, Pip? They're like, is your name on the title? I'm like, well, no, I don't think so. Like, I have no idea. I think it's just my mom's car still. And they're like, okay, well, then you're going to need your mom to like write a note into here, send a picture of her ID, the birth certificate with both your names on. I'm like, oh my God. I'm talking to a lady. It's been like 30 minutes. All of a sudden, she's like, hello? Okay, goodbye. Hangs up. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Their lines went out. They didn't, I didn't know this at the time. Their phone lines went out. She thought I just ignored her. So I'm like, oh my mom writes, the note my mom gives me to give them is, open up the fucking car. I'm his goddamn mom. Thanks. And I'm like, okay, that's not going to do.
Yeah.
So I call a different guy. I'm like,
you said your mom is a very like laid back, nice lady. And then she sends such a like my mom text. Like that was.
Yeah. Well, it's because this is like, she's already got a lot of shit going on this day. And I'm like, hey, mommy, I need you to write a note. And she's like, okay. She sent me all the documents, and then I called her back. I'm like, actually, you need to write a note. And she's like, show them this. Like this is my it's my fucking car. It's my son. Let him in. Everyone's got their limits, Sam.
Yeah.
And I after it disconnects, I just call a different guy. He's like, I'll be there 15 minutes. he doesn't even ask if it's my car. Doesn't need to see the key or anything. He's like,
that's why I would have asked the first guy. Do you have any other like less scrupulous, or I guess was it the other way around?
When I asked them for their competitors,
yeah. Do you like know a locksmith that isn't a fucking Boy Scout
tell
loser?
Me right away.
Yeah. Well, because it seems like being a locksmith and being like a cat burglar probably go hand in hand, and you got like the one. No. Like straight edge.
I was thinking that like locksmiths have the ultimate power. No, like they can just get into anything. And the guy, like, he shows up. He's like looking in my car. He just pulls out this weird little like, put it in, pump it up, and it opens up basically. And I'm like, God damn, I should get one of those. He's like, it's illegal for you to have this. Like,
no, it's not, like, dude. It's on Amazon for $50. Dude,
I bet it is. And he was like, what year is this car? Like, I don't know, like 2008. And he's like, with a push to start? This is the full package for 2008. This is the fully decked out version. I'm like, okay, like, I was just lucky enough. Like, my mom didn't need it, so she gave it to me. And I'm like, fuck. Like, and I'm already parked in a really ritzy area. I'm like, this guy's gonna have to charge the fuck out of me. And he's like, well, you need a jump now, huh? And I'm like, how much is that gonna cost? He's like, it's on the house. I'm like, well, if you need to charge for it, like, you're saving my life here. This time, I didn't know how expensive it was gonna be. I'm like, just try. He's like, yeah, like $5. $50 for a jump start at the end. He's like, all right, now pay. And I like swipe my card. He gives me. He's like, here's a receipt. It's like $300. He's gone in a second. Yeah. He's gone in a heartbeat. It was $300 for like maybe 15 seconds. So like, hey, nice to meet you. Boom, jumped it. Boom.
That's awesome.
I was just like,
I wouldn't want him to make a show out of it. No, I wouldn't want him to make a. But
300,
yeah. Well, no, I know what you mean. Like, break a sweat.
I do want to see him break a sweat. I want him to make a show. I want him to like.
Yeah, I want him to get.
I want him to put in
a little pissed off
and then
shit.
Break like Skyrim, and he goes like, "Fuck," and then has to pull out another one.
I want him to blow up the thing, and it pops.
It's $300. You got to give me a fucking show. Like, come on.
No, instead this guy walks up there, puts the inflatable thing on there, and looks at you and goes like, "I could be in Fort Knox right now, but I'm not. I'm here at your car. And like, this thing opens up any door."
I'm pretty sure it was just my friend left the fucking. I don't know why the light would be turned on, but the passenger light was turned on. It was daytime when we got there.
Yeah.
But also he like doesn't have a job right now, so I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking ask him for money. But I just like put a sour taste in my mouth. So then I'm like, he's like, keep it. You like drive around for an hour because it was like completely dead. So I'm like, I guess I'm just going back to Indiana right now. I get back to Indiana, I'm home alone. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm a big boy, I got my Home Alone traps set up around the house. I got all my shit, my paint buckets, blah, blah, blah.
We made it to the Poob scared.
Yeah,
scared.
Yeah. Poob scared part. Yeah, that was just
that was a long wind up for the scared tie-in. Yeah.
What do we do on this podcast but just talk? Okay, you want me to be more like Bryan? You want to,
we
Bryan?
Just listen,
Shut up then and shut the hell up.
A conversation is usually multiple people
you got
talking.
Fleeced by a locksmith. That happened to me a couple of months ago. Yeah, I get it. All right, what's next?
I don't like either of your attitudes right now. Bryan, tell me one story right now.
Yeah, what's the most scared you've been in your well, not your life, but current residence? Have you ever had like oh shit, someone broke in, or does that not exist up in Canada?
Me?
Yeah.
No, the only time is I scared myself because I got really high with Mia and we were going upstairs.
You turned off your monitor. You see yourself in the reflection.
They don't look back. What was I gonna say? No, I have like a Nest automatic locking shit with my app. So I was going upstairs and as I'm going upstairs, I fucking hear the shit unlocking or trying to unlock and it gets stuck. Or whatever, and I shit my fucking pants. I'm like, somebody just fucking like is trying to get into the house. What the fuck? I'm shitting myself. I'm going like this. Mia, you go check. Mia, look through the window. Can you see anything? I'm like, and then I'm just sitting back here, and I was looking at my phone. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I unlock it. Apparently, I had like pressed the unlock button, and it scared the fucking living shit out of me.
Wait, so you have like motorized deadbolts for your house?
Yeah. Well, for the front door.
Oh my god!
But you have to have like a code for it to get in and shit.
Oh,
so that's why I was like, how the fuck did they get my code? I was like, shit my pants.
I might get those had unlocked it through for my phone. Every door in my house because Abby has like she refuses to lock shit. She refuses to, and so I constantly every time I get up from my desk, I check her back door. And then when I go upstairs, that's my thing. I just look at deadbolts because she has never locked a door ever. I shouldn't be saying this, but she basically leaves fucking every door unlocked.
Oh, she never unlocks her doors. I'm always high as shit at night. I can't shoot to save my life.
Just know if you come to my house, I might shoot myself on accident, but I am armed. All right. And danger is there. I'm not armed, trained, and dangerous. I'm just armed and dangerous. There's the difference, all right? Something's getting shot, all right? It might be you, might not be you.
Somebody's dying.
Yeah, you might just witness me blow my own foot off and then fall on the floor screaming, but yeah. Good stuff. Anyways, what was your scared moment, Poob?
Yeah, I want to hear your scary moment. Nothing scary ever happens around these parts in Canada. Although a guy did get fucking gunned down near me. That's just...
Abby witnessed someone getting shot at FSU.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah,
Holy
she was like walking to class with her book bag and some guy just like ran past her super fast, almost like knocked her over. And like it was like it startled her a lot because he like ran past, and so it was the visual shock of him. At the same time, the cops were like screaming for everybody to just get down, get out of the way. And so it was just like all of a sudden she was just in the middle of like this guy running on campus with a gun or something like that, and the cops gunned him down right in front of her.
Like every American's got a shooter story.
I know, right there, on campus and everything. What the hell?
Fucked up. That's pretty cool.
But apparently earlier, like a couple blocks before, he had shot at the cops, and they were like, this guy has a gun, and he's like, you know, I didn't want like donut operators to see this and be like, actually, this is what happened for that story. Yeah. So I'm not gonna say that it was just like cops going wild, like they didn't bring in a helicopter and fucking do this huge show of force,
shoot a missile at him.
No knock warrant this guy in his house or something like that. He was running with a gun in public and had shot at them. All right, you happy, Donut? They were fucking. It was justified. They should have done it.
Yeah. He was totally
somebody's
guilty.
dead. Yeah. Wow. A man has been shot. So anyway, I mean, it was built up, you know, not really, but most of it was the hotel story. And then I had three things, you know, I was very excited to get here and talk about. Go on. What are you getting, a drink or so? You're hitting your little thing?
No.
You know Poobie's going to talk for a while, so you go, I'm going to take a little sip.
Yeah, let's sit.
But
get some of that relaxation juice.
Yeah. Get home yesterday, 2 days ago. My roommates aren't here, but they're watching my dog, and like, I go outside, I piss with my dog, everything's, you know, nothing out of the ordinary. I go back inside. I leave the back door unlocked. You know, not totally common occurrence, but I really wasn't that scared about anything. Take a shower, meander around for a little bit, wait a while, and then I go back outside to smoke some goblin gas. And like, I get out there, I like, you know, I rip it. You know what I'm talking about? I burn down. And then I turn behind me, and my side gate is completely wide open. I've never seen I didn't even know it could open because it always has a lock, like deadbolt on it. And I instantly, like, my heart dropped because I was like, what the fuck? Like, I've never seen it open. It's like, you know, midnight or something. And I just was in the shower for like 30 minutes with the back door unlocked. And also, like, thank God Pip didn't run off or something. But I was like, instantly put on like maximum alert, and I just smoked a shit ton. So I'm like heart just like boom, 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 boom. And I had a nightmare not that long ago of me being in this backyard and getting attacked. So I was like already on extra edge. And I'm like, okay, fuck it. Like my dad, like 2 weeks ago I've got a new stick. I've got a gun now. Because I told him a story about like this guy like crawling around outside my window, like ripping up grass and stuff and like rolling around. He's like, do you want a gun? I'm like, well, you know, to be clear, like, I wouldn't shoot that guy. Like, you know, that guy was just insane. Like, nah. He's like, yeah, no shit. Like, the guy comes in your house and, like, tries to kill you. Well, then I got a mallet. Then I got a fencing sword. But then, worst case, you know, I got the gun. And at this point, I'm like, oh,
that would be badass. God. Fencing sword and a gun, like left hand fencing sword, right hand gun.
With that, I'd be pow pow.
Yeah. You look like a pirate.
Yeah, well, it would be a little swashbuckler. And at this point, I'm like, thank God I got that gun for my dad. I book it to my room. It's under my Stetson, pretty badass. Put the clip in. I'm like, okay, like now I gotta go out there. I gotta lock the door. I don't know how it's unlocked. I'm like texting my roommate. He wasn't answering. I tried calling him. Turns out, Did
you have one in the chamber?
Yeah. No, but I'm still ready enough.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Also it's like you gotta get through me first. and I got my Daniel Boone hat. Like, what are you gonna do? I am like trying to figure, it turns out like he unlocked the gate to bring a lawnmower through, which we've never used that gate before, and then forgot to relock it. And then he just wasn't home, and the wind blew it open while I was in the shower, just like bad timing. And I'm like going room to room. Like I'm clearing, I gotta be like, oh fuck. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, it's like a horror movie or something. And the power's flickering as this is happening. I'm like, oh, like I'm
naturally,
yeah. No, like, of course, like I go in my bedroom to get the gun, my lights flicker. I'm like, no, like, and I'm already like spiraling in fear of like, that gate is never, like, there's someone came into my house or something. And I like called my friend that I was with in Chicago, and like he's like, yeah, I just got back from the bar. So I'm like, dude, just like stay on the line for a minute. Like if you hear a scream and a gunshot, maybe call the cops. Tell them to come here. And I'm like going around. I'm like, oh, dude, like I clear everything. I'm like, now I gotta go in the basement.
This guy, you had like a direct line to someone that could hear how much of a pussy you were being. Like at least Abby thought I was bravely like out there.
Dude, it's just like
you look, your phone has no service. You're like, oh my God.
No, that's part of it, and that's the difference. Is like you had like. What if a guy fucking outpowered you and you shot? You still have Abby to be like, I'm gonna call the cops. I'm dead home alone. My friends aren't coming back for like over a day. I'm like, I
get the logic. I get the logic. Yeah. It just sucks that you had someone there.
And I wasn't on the phone like, all right, man. I was clearly not gonna like, if there was someone, let them hear it. Be like, and I don't know how to use my gun. I've never shot it. Like, I was just like, all right.
So you
like,
were tough talking on the phone.
I'm like, man, I can't wait to kill somebody with this gun. First person I see,
I saw that gate open, right, and I was so happy. I wanted to kill.
Dude, it just at the time felt like both comfort and a smart precaution. But then I'm like, I clear the entire house. I'm like, all right, dude, I got to go in the basement. Like, horror movie, lights are flickering. I'm going in the basement. When I go in the basement, I don't have cell phone service. So, like, I'm going to cut out, of course, like, this is where I got, like, it's my final showdown. I go down, I'm like, dude, like,
love you.
No, I was like, I had a great weekend. Like, all right, I'll talk to you. Like, go down there, like, I check the creepy ass room under the stairs. Whew. I check my office. I'm like, whew. My roommate's gamer room they have these huge sound curtains on either side of the room that divide it into smaller rooms. It's like a little labyrinth of like slow drawback. I'm like, this is the movie spot. Like, this is where it goes down. I like go through his, nothing. I'm like, there is literally
someone's
one
put
spot.
Shoes under the curtain.
And
you just
you unload through the grease, motherfucker. No. Moral of the story, I actually have incredible trigger discipline. And I'm like, okay, last curtain. This is it. Like, once I clear this, it's over. But also, it's like the buildup, the lights, the drop call. Like, it's got all the aspects of, like, this is my final stand. I slow peel back the curtain, and my fucking mannequin without its head, because I took it off for a bit, is right on the side, like directly, like I'm here. I like pull it back. It doesn't have its head on it, so I couldn't register. Like, I think if it had its mannequin head on it, I'd be like, my mannequin.
Instant, yeah.
I just see like a hoodie with hair. I'm like, I just let out like my most genuine in maybe my whole life, like fearful, like, ah! And I still didn't shoot it though, but I was just like, fuck. And my friend, I was thinking like, I really wish I shot it, because he would have just heard us like in and out, like really bad, like service, just like me scream and shoot a gun, and then like the service would drop, and he'd be like, "What the fuck?" And then he told me afterwards, he's like, I don't know your address off the top of my head. Like I'd have to look for it."
I thought this was your roommate. I thought this was...
No. I'm calling my friend in Chicago.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to your roommate on the phone.
No, I couldn't get a hold of my roommate, so I was like, I still didn't know like why the fence was unlocked and shit. And then like I pull up, it's like right there, and like. It was the most, like, it was funny, like, 10 seconds later, but, like, I'd never felt such genuine, like,
fear.
And it was also, like, I think it would be less scary if it was just a guy, like, moving, but it was just, like, this 7-foot tall, like, figure, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, I couldn't comprehend what I was looking, I just knew it was, like, person-shaped. And I still didn't shoot it, though. So that bodes well for my roommates if they ever scare me or something. Oh! Okay, go on. Let's have a conversation.
I was going to say, isn't that great that you had like a direct viewing experience as to like, if you ever just get attacked and frightened and like that, it was what your your reaction would be.
You know what your flight or fight is.
Yeah, you know that when you die, the moment before you die, you're going to do that noise. You just,
yeah. At least like I think my friend was listening and he hadn't cut out. He was like, "Jesus, dude, I've never heard you yell like that." And I'm like, "Thank God I wasn't like like it was like a pretty like it was like this guy's horrified, but it was like it was like a video game. Yeah, no, it was. I guess what would be cooler if I just was like sayonara, sucker? Like, put a couple bullets in him. No, I would definitely be afraid if there was a 7-foot tall man in my house that's a shrouded figure. It's pretty honest. I think I would be scared, and I'm blasted high. Yeah, I think I'd be a little freaked out.
I didn't mean the exact scenario. I'm just saying, like, in the event we're hiking and you get attacked by a bear, probably that exact same scream.
I think it's totally different, though. When I'm drunk and I hear a noise at home, I'll like go out there with a hammer. I'm like, "What's up?" Like run around my backyard. I'm like a dog when I'm like fucked up drunk. Like I'll go out there and be like, "What was that?" Like climb on my fence, like scan the area. When I'm high, I'm like, "Hello? Is there anybody there?"
Yeah, you get paranoid and shit. Yeah.
And you're overthinking the fuck out of stuff. I'm like,
it was the weed. It wasn't me being a pussy, and it wasn't you being a pussy.
It was you
it's a little bit of both, but it's
not
also
both.
Like,
it's 100% the weed. I think.
I think it pulls out the fear out of you more, whereas like alcohol pulls out the bravery more. Yeah. Where it's just like I'm never gonna die. Like I'm invincible.
Yeah.
But I'm high. I'm like I really don't want to die in my basement and get like tied up and then like I don't know maimed or something or like flayed. Like I just really like was having a decent
modern flaying would really suck. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've been watching all the Game of Thrones shit. It's like I just don't want to get tortured right now. Like I'm really I'm not. That just wouldn't be that fun for me where I'm at in my life. Like I've got a couple of things I'm looking forward to. Say if TwitchCon got canceled, I'd probably be like, all right, whatever.
Be more in the mood for flaying for sure.
Yeah, I'd just be like, just fuck it. As soon as I saw the gate was open, I fucking blast.
Did you guys end up getting a place, by the way?
I'm like pretty sure.
Okay.
How far is it?
Because I talked
it's in the same neighborhood.
I talked to Devin.
That's the place we're looking at.
And he said, I think Omid has a place.
Yeah, I think Devin and I are both in the. Omid said he got a place, so we're pretty sure, but I never got like a message sent like, here's your.
Yeah, Devin like sent me the link to it, and I was like, okay, it's close by. That's great. You guys are really close, but not like he just didn't sound 100% that Omid had gone. I just want to make sure you guys are getting it.
That's normally how we roll, just completely unsure, wildly unprepared.
Yeah. For the audience, by the way, we were all bunking together, but I wanted to have my cake and eat it too. I was I had Poob, I had Devin, I had Omid, and I was like, I invited Stolt. I want Stolt to be there, and Bryan. We bullied him into coming, and he's like, I got to bring Mia because she's here. So we ended up having like
2 beds and a couch.
Yeah, we ended up having like way more people, and Poob was like, "All right, we're gonna go make the Zoomer house. We're out." And they fucking
Zoomer house.
You brought all these old people. Like I could hang with Sam, maybe.
It's not the old people. It's the fact. It's the fact that there's like 8 people in that house. And
the house average.
I will admit. I'm gonna say everybody knew their place when I said I was like,
what am I gonna Stalt sleep on the ground? Like that's
yes,
not gonna,
No, not that. No, you can go to Target and get like a $50 air mattress. There's plenty of places to throw down a air mattress.
But also, it's like we're gonna separate Bryan and Mia and be like, no, we want the me and I are gonna share a bed.
Yeah,
Bryan and Mia, you guys sleep on the couch and the floor next to Stalt.
Yeah,
it just didn't seem. It just felt like it's gonna get crowded as fuck. Especially
not now, baby. We each got beds and bedrooms. We're fucking.
I know.
We're laying in the cut.
It's better. Yeah.
Stalt has been very. He keeps slipping it in there. Every conversation, he's like, "I think I'm just gonna sleep on the couch."
He's claiming couch.
He's found this picture of a fucking blue couch, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's where I'm going right there." Like
that's what
4 feet away from the front door. There's a bathroom right there, kitchen's
one of them's
right
like
there.
Up a loft, and it's like
I'm gonna try to force him to get up that ladder into that loft bed.
I noticed. How
are you gonna force him?
I'm just gonna say I'll kill you if you don't get up. I don't know. You got to get my back on this, Bryan. He'll probably be intimidated. Me by myself, not at all. But me and you.
And Bizzle, we can get Bizzle.
Oh, Bizzle, he's army man.
We'll get Bizzle be in the background doing fucking pull-ups and shit, like
doing one.
Bizzle, you got our back, Bizzle, and Bizzle would just like nod at us and
sure, whatever.
Look back
I haven't slept in 10 days, so I'm doing title after shit.
Yeah, dude, I'm still editing. I'm still editing our D&D podcast.
Dude. For the folks at home, Bizzle has. I don't think he knows it, but he is doing the most unsustainable work practice right now for this D&D thing.
He's breaking his fucking back every day.
He's working like 100 hours a week on it.
Yeah.
Not just on D&D, but he's got one of those Obama era part-time jobs where they work you just enough where they can't give you benefits or they don't have to give you benefits. So he works like 30 something hours at a job. And then
if you've got a heart, subscribe to the Patreon. Really,
what
we're saying
to this one.
You gotta please, to both.
Yeah,
because we'll give him some fucking some freebies from some Furder Fables merch.
Yeah, we'll give him something.
Actually, I didn't. I did get a mug. I got a
mug
Furder
and
Fables
a shirt.
mug.
Yeah.
I didn't get a shirt, but I got a mug.
Those cider guys, they came over and like just.
Started taking shit from your house.
Yeah, they were like, hey, cool. Furder Fables mug, like, can I have that? I was like, all right.
I've drank from that. That's
fine. They took the one from the hiking trip that we drank in Idaho. That one's gone.
They robbed it.
I'm too nostalgic. I'd be like, this is from the fucking Idaho trip. I can't.
I just gave it to him. I was like, take it. If I can get
I'm also a bit of a pack
so let me get this straight. So you're always high as shit in your house. The doors are always unlocked, and ultimately, if somebody wanted to take your shit, you'd be like, all right.
If you ask for it, like I'm too much of a bitch to say no. I'm not gonna be like, fuck off.
So
I'll be like, okay.
You're like the perfect guy to rob. This is
basically. But once again, I am armed.
Oh my lord.
And dangerous.
He is armed. Yeah, he might. If you tell him to shoot his leg, he will.
I'll shoot wherever.
Nice
I like to how. Bizzle, you can tell how much sleep he got the night before editing the podcast versus if his opinion of the future of it is like, we're going to be millionaires. Or he's like, this thing's going to last 2 months. Like, we're fucking, it's all over. And it changes like every day. Like, this is the future. Like, we're going to be, this is our lives now versus like.
That's when he's finished.
He's very like, dude, this guy is like, he shades of like people that I experience in like media and stuff where like part of me is like he seems like the ultimate just like guy that like good friend that you have in your life where he is just completely okay just coming along on adventures. You know, like I feel like it doesn't matter what we do. I guarantee you if we make up a trip right now where we're like, hey, we're going to Iceland in a week. You want to come with? He'd be like, I'm there. Like he'll just,
hell yeah, dude.
We need a cameraman for something. I'm there. Like he just doesn't care. He'll just drop what he's doing. So in my mind, he's like Brad Pitt from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But then at the same time,
it's Leonardo.
No, like with the whole D&D thing, like you talk to him privately and he's like, he very much slips into like a managerial role. Where he's just like, I've done good work. I've motivated Bryan and I'm motivating Poob and we're getting good work out of everybody here. And I'm like, and he'll
like a strategic.
Every little thing I've noticed. If you're talking to him as a friend, he's Bizzle. But when you're talking about die of laughter stuff, all of a sudden corporate jargon starts coming out. He's like, how do we synergize like your talents with this? And
guys, I want to keep the original fundamentals. It's all about fun. Can we have fun?
Fun, first and foremost, fun. Yeah.
But also, if you don't give me that drawing by 5 o'clock, I'm gonna break your leg.
That's what I'm saying. He's giving us homework and shit.
He's like,
the animation, you need to have some and don't bring me Steven Universe shit. I'm talking, I want some hand-drawn frames here. I noticed, Sam, your animation was only 3 FPS. We're 5 FPS people at least, okay? So
you think you deserve that paycheck based off the work you done? I'm like, I was gonna kill myself earlier today. Like,
start with me.
I didn't even brush my teeth for a year. I'm sorry. No, I really do. But he's also the kind of guy. It's like I don't want to let him down. I don't want to.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's what kind of?
He's a good managerial kind of guy too.
Yeah. What kind of words does he use to achieve that? Because he's like the greatest collaborative partner I've had in anything, and
he's got real gumption.
Yeah, no,
gumption to him.
You start talking to him, and you get he's great for just rolling ideas. But then here's the thing that I think separates him from us is that he's someone that has a trigger finger, where we'll come up with an idea. Me and Poob are really bad about this, and I'm not gonna lie, Poob, you are possibly the worst out of all of us for this, and that's coming up with fantastic ideas that no action will ever be made to complete them, to bring them to a realization.
But I can pump out a shockingly good amount of funny ideas. But but
Bizzle's the kind of guy that hears it and goes all right, I'm hitting up people to source that right now, and the Idaho trip would have never happened if he wasn't there. Just all right, Sam, swipe that credit card, bitch. I found the Airbnb.
Yeah,
swipe that credit card.
Here's an Airbnb. Here's some
tickets.
And also, it's all a process. It's like you think of me like that. I still remember I hopped in that Discord call that one day, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm working on this drawing, and Bizzle's like, Sam was just talking about how you would never do that drawing tonight. I'm like, well, that makes me feel a lot better. That makes me. I really needed that positive reinforcement today. I can't do anything. It's like I was just trying, man. I tried one night. I'm like, I got it. I got the spark inspiration. I go in there, I'm like, Bizzle, I think I'm doing well. And he's like, we were just talking about how you're never going to do this.
You're never going to do anything. Yeah.
Okay, well, fuck me. I guess I don't want to do it.
You know what's funny about stuff like that is that because it pertained to you, you remembered that. I do not remember having this conversation. I don't doubt that it happened, but it's funny
he lays
how
awake
burned
every
in
night
your memory
about it.
It's probably fucking months ago.
It was 2 weeks ago or something. You
also
don't remember anything. You talk every time. You're like, I don't remember yesterday.
Yeah. I tried the whole tolerance break thing too for a month. I figured my memory would start coming back. I think it was a placebo. I lied to myself. Yeah, it was still because I had a really bad day. I was 20 something days into it, and I think I was talking to you, Poob, and you were just like, Sam, you're fucking retarded. We went over this before. This is the worst you have been ever. And it was 4 things. And you were like, how much have you smoked? I was like, I'm 3.5 weeks into a tolerance break. This is literally just dementia or something.
That's real fear.
It's the scariest moment. It's frustrating. We'll spitball something
the updated
together.
Scariest moment.
Yeah.
Knowing your mind
a real
is
psychological horror to it.
Yeah.
That's a real fear. But it also will get me when it's I'll come to you or we'll just be joking, riffing, and we'll come up with something funny. And then a week later, you're like, Poob, I have this awesome idea. I'm like, yeah, I was there. I was part of the reason that idea is a thing. And you're like,
the reason
you're going to laugh.
That has all the time.
I will laugh at that. It's
funny.
funny.
Why I bring it up like that is because I go okay, I get you back on track of what we were talking about, and I've always added something to it. You know what I mean?
True.
That's really why I'm bringing it up. I'm not just gonna go just walk up to you, hey Poob, what's up? So anyways, and then this happens.
You're the guy from Gentlemen Broncos that steals little boys movie script or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in a long. Wait, is that the No, that's the. Is that Gentleman Broncos or is that the movie with Frankie Muniz? Big Fat
I've never
Liar or
seen
whatever.
a Frankie Muniz
Big
movie.
Fat Liar.
Have you seen Gentleman Broncos though?
No.
That's a good movie, and it has that actor you really like. Fuck, the guy from Moon and stuff.
John Voight?
Sam. No, Sam.
John Voight?
Hyde?
Sam. God, no. You know the movie Moon? Or
Sam Kinison, stand-up comedian.
oh, Jesus Christ. I feel like you can Google shit really fast while I do it. Gentleman. It's like a total classic movie in my life, but I can't remember the name of the guy. You talk about him. Sam Rockwell.
Never heard of him.
Sam Rockwell.
Okay, yeah. He's like one of the main characters in it. It's a good movie.
Yeah, he's great.
Now I'm seeing it as a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I'm assure you it's better than that. It's got to be better
What's
than
the
that.
audience score?
Oh,
What's the
my
audience
Lord.
score?
Yeah, let's check that out. Because
Go
it's
to
probably
the-
going to be like, high.
Yeah.
Oh, Jennifer Coolidge
What's it
is
called?
in it
What's
too.
it called? This is called Moon.
Called Gentleman Broncos. You high bitch.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, well, my friends and I like it a lot more than this audience seems to have.
Okay, you guys
Oh,
are
it's
really
a
Google.
wacky movie.
Oh my god, it's so low.
It's a
No, you
wacky
gotta do
movie,
the-
though.
Do the audience score from Google. That's what Bizzle taught me that.
Yeah,
I
where's the
basically just
real-
base my life off what he says at this
base
point.
it off of Google.
Yeah,
Yeah.
77%
Why
from
Google?
Google.
Yeah. No, because
You really.
All right, let's
we
see.
went through this and he brought it up first and it was like fuck Rotten Tomatoes and all that stuff. Just do the Google like audience
Yes, it
reviews.
is. It's about a kid that like wins a writing competition at a camp, and then like a movie guy's like, "That's a fucking good idea." Then makes like a
He
huge
steals
movie
it.
off of it.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a really good segue. So this weekend, I thought I was doing a really funny prank on my friend. There's no segue here. It's just now I'm
Okay.
talking about something new. Now it's me.
All right.
You got here. I'll try to make it more conversational.
20%.
I know that's rough,
That's
but
not
honestly,
good.
it is a cool movie. Like it's got a lot of creativity in it.
20.
Anyway,
Yeah, but it's got 70 in Google.
It's
you
got
said.
Sam Rockwell,
It's-
though.
It's good.
Yeah.
and Jermaine Clement and Jennifer Coolidge, but so it's like, that's not how I'm setting the story up. You guys ever try to do a prank and it totally backfires? I'll even start with that. You guys ever do that? You guys ever do prank backfire? Total fail army moment. You guys ever fail?
No, I've never
I feel like
gotten
you guys
one
aren't
L.
very naturally prankster-esque, though. I feel like you guys don't do a lot of pranks and tricks. Well,
I-
Sam, I could see you doing some
Pranks and
pranks. I don't
tricks.
know.
I used to scare Abby and then she
I
threatened
love
to
scaring.
leave me and
Is she
yeah,
actually?
she
Okay.
there was
well,
two moments where I got her in a car and she drove away and didn't come back for a night. Because
Oh, wait.
God damn.
After marriage?
one was after marriage.
before?
Yeah.
Oh my.
One was
God,
while we,
what the hell? You frightened her bones?
Oh man,
Yeah.
I
To the
got
core?
her
I'm
so
scared
good.
to the bones.
No,
I need
she
a hot
was-
shower.
I want to know what you did.
She would just
What the-
cry. She cries when she's
Oh,
scared, and I scared her so good she fucking like. Have you ever seen
So
someone
just
get?
like, boo.
Okay,
Did you
so
get like a drill sergeant to yell at her? and shit?
at our first house where we had moved out, and we were like renting. This was the place where like the next door neighbor was the QAnon guy. That was
Oh yeah.
he had rabbits in cages in his backyard, and he would slaughter them. He would breed them
Make
together,
hats. This is
and then
right.
he would
Bite-
slaughter
bite
them
him on
and
the
make
neck and kill him.
food with it. And he was a really
What a savage.
yeah, what
What
a
a-
weird guy. Wait, this is kind of funny. He had a double lot, right? So his second lot to his house was like no
rabbit
building or
home.
anything, right? And it was kind
Rabbit
of like
haven.
loose forest, and he just tilled it and made like a farm. And this is in a very residential neighborhood. Like it is, it's like all of a sudden
It's like,
like
right next to a convenience
no,
store.
it's like
or some
house, like very small, like side yards and everything between the houses. And then there was my house, and then right next door was his house, which looked like a fucking completely different style. It looked like a frontiersman's house from Red Dead or something.
You'd
And
wear,
then
like,
his
one of
side
these.
yard, yeah, he looked like he should be wearing one of those. His side yard just had like some trees and like a garden, and he'd be out there like tilling and like feeding his rabbits and stuff. But anyways, in between my house and his house was a pine tree, and it was not that big of a pine tree. It was just like medium sized, right? But when Abby pulled into the driveway, I was behind the tree and I moved around it at the same time she pulled in. So even if she was super paying attention, nobody in sight, you know? And because the whole way up, like she could see all the way around it until she parked, but I'm just moving behind it. She gets out of her car and she hops out and then reaches back in to get her purse. And I run up and just go like, she hears the footsteps and I hear her starting to turn around. And as she makes eye contact, I do the boo. She gets so fucking scared, her knees buckle and she just like disintegrates in between the car and the car door. And she's just instantly just like, just like crying.
Yeah. No
I'm like,
survival
bitch, if this was like the 1800s
wow,
or something. Yeah, like.
God.
I don't know if we were like manifest destiny or whatever, and the Apaches came rounding over the hilltop. Our family would be gone. Yeah, she sucks in those kind of scenarios. Yeah.
No,
but then she got back in her car and drove away, and I didn't see her again for a day. Yeah.
That's scary.
My God. Okay, that's a bit of an overreaction.
She probably had sex with your brother.
She was pissed. She went back home. Probably had sex with her dad or whatever.
Oh,
I'm going to show him. Yeah. I'm going to scare him. I'm going to get pregnant with my dad's. I will sire a child for my own father. That will give him the true fear.
Yep.
True scare. Anyway, but we don't talk about that kid that much. So, but, you know, I come from I wouldn't say much like pranky family, but definitely a lot of scares. My dad's classic with hey, or he'll go, hi, to scare the shit out of you. So then when you're like, what the fuck? He's like, what? I just said, hey, like, I just was saying hi to you. Like, you know, I'd hide behind the door all the time when I get dropped off from my mom. You know, real childhood divorce stuff, real sad story if I really got into it, but I won't. And it wasn't. But this weekend, you know, I was back with a lot of my like early friends. You know, I was feeling jovial. I was feeling jokey. We were at Raising Cane's. Oh my God, so good, by the way. But I ate it like 2 times in a row. Big mistake. Our friend calls us. He's like, hey man, would you go to Taco Bell and pick me up a cheesy gordita crunch? I'm like,
oh, those are good.
I'm like, oh yeah, sure.
Is Cane's that chicken place?
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
That's
the
box
combo.
the Down syndrome guy
eating
falls off the
and
chair.
he moves
Oh my
his drink
God.
around.
I'm a total Caniac.
Dude, he eyes that fucking drink up, dude. Like it's.
Dude, don't even
Play that video really quick. Down syndrome guy eating Cane's. Best video I've ever seen. I fucking love that video.
It's a picture of me in Chicago this weekend.
Just play the entire video, start to finish.
Full there, start
like 50 seconds.
Okay.
Even when he falls and he's looking up at the camera,
And
like
chewing
all of it.
still.
Like, yeah, still.
I never want to eat Cane's. I just want to
Cane's. It's good
imagine in my mind that he's eating like the most delicious food because it looks great.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's actually really good. Anyway, so I'm like, we've got an opportunity here, guys. And they're like, what are you talking? You know, they think I'm a crazy man. I'm like, let's fuck with this cheesy gordita crunch, you know? And like, he's already a naturally pretty skeptical guy, especially of me. So it's like, we're going to have to really pull this out. Like, we're going to have to do some Mission Impossible. We are just dying laughing going to taco. Like, you know, we're like little kids. We're like giddy, like, like, what are we going to put in it? And like, he's going to eat it and be like,
Extra
oh my God.
tomatoes.
Like, we're talking about the whole time about like, oh, like, hopefully he chokes to death on it. Like, we just got we're like, oh, like, what? And then like, what if he died? And we're like cracking up. I get 2, you know, I don't want to be an actual asshole. So I get 2 cheesy crunch gorditas. I'm like, okay, we give him the prank one. And then afterwards, like, maybe we give him another prank one. And he, you know, he thinks it's the real one. We're like, no, just give him the real one. And at first, like, we put just like, we're like, oh shit, we don't have anything to put in it. That's not like, we can't really do like dog shit or like have a homeless guy spit in it or anything. Like, we got to be realistic. So we like, I put a little strip of my Cane's chicken in there. And then we're like, yeah, that definitely just made it better. So I put like a French fry in there and we're like, yeah, it's still just better. Like, that's just, I want to eat that right now. And then they're like, oh, like Diablo sauce from Taco Bell. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Like we'll load it up. Like put like 6 packets. So, you know, their hottest sauce. It's still not like that hot, but it's, you know, it's noticeably hot. Put like 6 packets of that. And then my friend's like, oh dude, like ketchup would be gross as fuck in that. So we loaded up with like a one of those like Chick-fil-A squeeze things of ketchup.
Oh,
repackage it up, and we're like going home the whole time like, oh my God, like he's gonna eat it and be like, oh, it's so spicy. And I asked his roommate, I'm like, I don't remember, like he doesn't like strike, like he just looks like a guy where I'm like, he probably thinks pepper's spicy. And he's like, oh yeah dude, he hates spice. And I'm like, oh okay. And this is the Serbian guy, you know, Serbian. He's just a guy from my college. And we get back and he's like, oh, hey guys, like, thank you so much. I sat on the table and I can't be like, eat it. You know, like it has to be very natural. Like, hey man, like, thanks for letting me stay here. Like, it's on me, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, but you know, then could I get like a beer or whatever? You know, I'm just trying to meta it very hard. Like, I'm seeing like calculations in my head. Like, I can't give up an inch of this. He waits like 40 fucking minutes to open the bag. And the whole time, my friends and I are like, like, when is he gonna, like, that's also just kind of rude to wait that long after, like, we all eat our canes, and he's just, like, going through the TV, like, trying to find something to watch, puts on the show. And, like, every time he's like, I'll be right back, I have to use the bathroom. We're like, what the fuck? Like, why isn't he eating it? And we can't be like, hey, you need to eat your Taco Bell. Because then one of us will laugh. And, like, it takes him, like, 40 minutes. And he comes, and, like, I have the real one hidden in the dining room. And he, like, takes the first bite. And I'm like, but I'm like, most of it's in the middle. And, like, he's just, like, takes another bite. I'm like, oh, like, okay, here we go. Like, here's the big, like, here's the moment we've been waiting 40 minutes for. It's like, just eats the entire thing in like 4 bites. It's like, ugh. And I'm like, oh my God, I gave him the wrong fucking cheesy gordita. And so I go into the other room and I check it. I'm like, oh, I didn't. Like, he just ate it. And then I come back, I'm like, here's another cheesy gordita. And he's like, oh, weird. Like, okay. And he just starts eating. I'm like, did you notice anything about your first one? He's instantly like, what? I'm like, did you notice any? And he's like, why? What'd you do to it? I'm like, it was like less cheesy gordita crunch than it was cheesy gordita crunch. And he's like, oh my God, do I need to go to like a hospital or something? I'm like, no, but like, okay, now we hold a power. Like, I'm not going to tell you what you ate because that's way worse than what you actually, it's like the SpongeBob. Like, I asked for 2 ice cubes. You gave me 1. Like, but I'm like, dude, like at a point, I'm like, how'd you not taste the spice? He's like, what? Like, there was like 6 Diablo packets and ketchup. He's like, I did get a hint of ketchup in there. And I'm like, dude, like, how's your mouth not on fire? He's like, I have an incredibly high spice tolerance. Like, I didn't even notice it on there. I'm like, it was the most anticlimactic, like,
is that the thing, a spice tolerance?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I guess,
yeah,
probably,
no, you
right?
can definitely. I tried to work mine up one summer. It's, you know, you can get there. But he's just, I don't know. Serbian food's spicy somehow. Maybe because everything else there sucks so bad.
It's cold.
Yeah, but like I've never seen someone so dead faced just like eat it and not even no perception of it's
40-minute
wrong.
cold one too.
Yeah, like there's nothing in it. I even saw him halfway through like look at it. It's just filled with sauce. Like it's like a soup at that point, and he's just like. And then he takes like the last 3 big bites, like it's one big one.
I just imagine like a ravioli, like he bites into it, it's just like sauce pouring out.
Yeah, like
okay.
It's just like sauce pouring down his wrist.
Me and all my friends were like,
arms.
that's like in a way we got pranked because 1, I paid $10 for his meal. 2, like we just sat. The anticipation was killing us. And then there was no payoff. There was
the payoff sucked.
0 payoff. And then he just ate the second one. Was like, thanks for the extra. I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, that was supposed to be like me, like, hey, no hard feelings. Here's your second one. Didn't even. He's like, yeah, I think I got a bit of ketchup in there. I'm like, there's a whole fucking thing of ketchup in there. Like, I don't know. I've never eaten a gordita crunch, but like, how much cheese do they put in that thing that's like overpowering? Even if you have a spice tolerance, like that is a lot of fucking Diablo packets. Like they have a flavor to them. It was just so disappointing. It was like the worst prank I've ever. It was just like I'm done. Like I guess I shouldn't have come out of retirement. It was really let down big time.
Yeah, I kind of had a similar thing where the guy knew something was up, but we were on some like Boy Scout trip or something like that, and this guy had one of those insulated cups with Coke in it. And we put like an obscene amount of mustard in there and mixed it. To the point where like the Coke, which is a very dark amber colored, was just yellow basically. And the guy walks up, grabs his drink, and takes not like 1 but like 3 giant gulps. Yeah, just
hold on. Let's go.
Gulp. Yeah. He goes, "Did you guys do something to my drink?" I'm like, did we do like take the lid off and like just let that shit simmer under your eyes. Like your eyes burn under that. There's so much mustard.
What have you done?
Here's just like mild curiosity. Like this tastes like fucking dog shit. Like I would never be able to let 1 inch of that hit my tongue.
That's such a like classic like junior high thing to do. Like we used to go to like this Chinese buffet, and one time we just absolutely loaded up a guy's Coke with soy sauce, and it was like,
soy sauce is perfect.
We got like too much out of it though, because he like took a big gulp and then immediately threw up, and we're like, oh shit, this is not the. We were looking more for like, ew, yucky.
Yeah. No, it's just that much salt.
Like, yeah, it was like,
it's just repulsive.
It's like when you like
drink salt water.
You got like like when you forget you like poured like yourself water, saying you're like, this is gonna be sweet tea, and you're like, oh, what. Weird, or like you're like, this isn't milk, or blah blah blah. It's like delicious Coke, and then it was probably like 90% soy sauce. It's like
I would puke too, man.
Which is happened to me. I've got a history of our favorite Greek restaurant growing up. My brother, I used to eat those little grape jelly packets and the little strawberry one. I just like. You know, because we couldn't really have sweets in my house, and like that grape jelly packet was like sugary. And my brother once was
so
like,
sad.
Yeah,
that is the saddest
fight
shit.
over it.
I know it's depraved, but he's like, try the marmalade, and like he just knew I wouldn't like. He's like, eat the little marmalade packet, and I like just immediately I slurp up the whole thing like I do with my jelly. Just throw up on my plate. My mom's like, oh my God, like, what are you boys doing? Like, what'd you do to him? And all the time, too, my brother would be like, I don't know why I always fell for it. You know, it's a little kid, but you're like, does my hand smell weird? Or like, smell this pepper. And then he'd shove it up your nose when he smelled. The same restaurant, my mom would always get the flaming cheese. You know, it's a big ordeal. They bring out this fucking flaming cheese. It caught our waitress's eyelashes on fire once because she had these big fake eyelashes. They caught on fire, and she's like, ah! Like eye juice starts leaking onto the cheese, and she's like throws it on the table like ah, like runs off, and my mom's like, oh, I'm not gonna fucking eat this. Like I saw her like eye juice get on it, and yeah, we stopped going there. So they got shut down.
Wait. Roll back. What? Define eye juice.
That's too good.
I don't know.
Like tears or like.
Well, it's probably just tears. So you just
was
see
it like hostile? Was it like her eye popped and like pus went down into the?
They both went.
Yeah, blew out of her head.
Wiped off my. Oh, it's just like grape jelly. Yeah, he ate it.
Did you guys say anything?
I was like, well, what the hell? It was like a horrifying event. I was like,
how
kind
close
of
was
really
she holding it to her face?
Dude, I don't know. It's way too close. If it's burning, I mean, the flaming cheese though, it's like Fiatas on crack, or I said Fiatas. Jesus Christ, fajitas on crack. Like they just bring it out, and it's like a spectacle.
Yeah,
and then they, I don't know.
Oh, she definitely amped it up. Yeah, she made it.
She fucking burnt her eyebrow.
Little boys. Burn my face off. You guys ever heard of Two-Face?
No, sir.
Mouth and put against it. What the hell's happening? And this is why you don't eat marmalade and throw up in my restaurant. I'll never do it again. Why you don't prank your brother? Yeah, this was a really over the top lesson, like Arrested Development, but. Yeah, the place shut down afterwards. It was a great moment, a great place, great stories from there. Yeah, she burned her. She ended up burning her entire head off, so they had to shut it down. She was just walking around, no neck, no head. So, you guys ever get a waitress killed or anything? Accidentally order the wrong thing and a waitress dies? Yeah.
No, but we're going on an hour 53. I'm done.
That's not bad.
You're done? All right. Yeah, we can play ARAM or something.